Well, we had a nice little shower. Another limb fell out of the tree. I'm going out here to see if I caught any Japanese beetles or if they're still eating up my beans. So this is Japanese beetle follow-up. My goodness. Look what's blooming. I thought I had all them vines cut out of there, but I see I don't. Good day, viewers. Walter here. During my railroad career as a railway carman, I often met trespassers in the train yard, and quite often it was men and women who lived the life of a vagrant. They were usually referred to as a hobo. They traveled all over North America riding on freight trains. By the time I came along in 1969, their kind was slowly dying out and not nearly as prevalent as back in the Great Depression days. But some still continued that way of life. They were usually friendly enough, but I would never turn my back on one. They dodged the railroad police and rail workers alike for fear of being evicted from railroad property. Well, I guess all my sealing dust got washed off. Today I'll share a story I wrote around 15 years ago. The story is true. Maybe it helped with the sealing. I don't know. I don't see any Japanese beetles right now. But that's because it's been raining. They're probably somewhere getting dried off. Oh, look at there. We got some Japanese beetles in there. I can see their dark form through the water. There's a few in there. I hope they're worth $5.98. The details are the best as I can remember, and I will share it with you. About a hobo I encountered many years ago in the receiving yard of the then Southern Railway. I should explain the receiving yard was where inbound trains parked to be divided up and sorted in the class yard to be put on other trains that were outbounded all around the country, and it was my job at the time to inspect rail cars for any mechanical defects that needed attention in our repair shop in Atlanta, Georgia. One summer afternoon, as I worked my way southward inspecting a train, I heard my fellow carman who was checking the other side of the train and was some distance ahead of me calling my name. "Parks, come here, you got to see this." When I got to where he was, I looked between the cars to see what it was. I saw a hobo laying on his back with his legs dangling off the end of the flat car. It was actually between two different flat cars. The train hadn't been long stopped, so it was a sure bet that that's the way he was laying when the train was still moving. I thought it's a wonder he hasn't fell between the cars or gotten his legs mangled behind the couplers or something. I said, "Is he dead?" "No, he ain't dead. This old buzzard bait is snoring." I said, "Wake him up." "Can't wake him up, I've tried," was the reply. We carried metal hooks with a hook on them to pull journal box lids with, and I poked him with my pull hook. I shouted loudly, "Wake up, Bo!" There was no response other than some moaning. That hobo was drunk as a skunk. Davis, the man I was working with, hauled off and whacked him very hard on one of his legs with his pull hook. That hobo didn't even feel it. There was a loud thump, like hitting something hard. I began to laugh when I realized that hobo had a wooden leg. That's why he didn't even know they were dangling off the end of the car. If that don't beat all, Davis said. He laughingly whumped him a few more times on the leg. Thump, thump, thump. And he laughed some more. I got on a nearby speaker and called the main tower. Tell the hump not to move this train in track 7. We got a non-paying passenger laying between two of these cars with his legs dangling down in here. And while you're at it, send the railroad police down here too. Finally, we got the hobo awake, but he was too drunk to even sit up. What happened to your legs, Bo? I asked him. I got wooden legs, he replied. I laughed and said, we know that already, but what happened to them? I got run over by a train back in '59. Well, you sure as hell didn't learn nothing from it, did you? He dug in his right front pocket and pulled out a dollar bill, old wrinkled up dollar bill, and had the audacity to tell me, go get me a Coca-Cola. Well, that about floored me with laughter. The nearest Coke machine was 2 miles away. You sure got your nerve, Bo. I was truly sorry for his condition, but it was so obvious that he still seemed to think that the world owed him a living, and that he would never learn. Maybe he thought we would take this dollar and disappear. I don't know for sure. He was taken away by the railroad police. I don't know whatever became of him, or if he ever got his Coca-Cola, but I can bet he often sat around the hobo camps, telling the other hobos about the time Carnocker Parks got him evicted from his sleeper car at Edmund Yards, Georgia. And that's just one of my hobo recollections that I wanted to share with you today. I appreciate you tuning in to my channel. This is Pwalpar wishing everybody a good day.